Hello and welcome to another edition of Tuesday Tasting. After dabbling in the Indian craft gins for a good part of last year, it feels good to come back to a classic. A classic that has been around for forever, 1830 to be precise. That's almost 200 years ago. So as the brand ambassador, Idris Elba would say, tonight we Tanqueray. To call Tanqueray a London dry style gin is a bit unfair, although that is the fact. But Tanqueray practically epitomized the style of gin. It was first distilled in London until the Great Air Raid of 1941 World War, where the London distillery was almost completely destroyed. Surprisingly, only one of the stills survived, and that still is known as the Old Tom. It now proudly resides at Tanqueray's in Scotland. Charles Tanqueray started the brand when he was a newbie distiller in his early 20s. Given that the recipe hasn't changed much in almost 200 years, it's quite a remarkable feat, don't you think? The recipe, however, is a fiercely guarded secret. We'll get to the botanicals in a bit, but let's start with the packaging. This iconic green bottle is now a cult classic. If you look closely, this bottle is actually modeled on a classic cocktail shaker. Surprising, I didn't know that either. So this was apparently done by the Brits to appease to the American cocktail scene that was booming. Now if you look closely at the bottle, first of all, I love the green color. It really stands out. I think it's an ode to the classic old-time gin bottles that used to be green. It carries the red seal, almost like a wax seal, that says Charles Tanqueray, London, England. Surprisingly, there's not much on the bottle when it comes to botanicals again. It just says Tanqueray's imported, distilled 4 times, made from the world's finest botanicals. Doesn't mention what those are. London Dry Gin. This is a 1 liter bottle, of course. It is at 47.3% ABV. At the back of the bottle, there's a nice little emblem of a pineapple and swords. A bit of history there which says Charles Tanqueray began distilling in 1830 and the Tanqueray gin continues his legacy of excellence with the signature of Charles Tanqueray as well. I think the bottle is really nice. It has a nice classic old world vibe to it. So on a scale of 1 to 10, I think I'll give the bottle a 9 on 10. Let's start with the nosing. Very fresh with hints of juniper. Obviously with the botanicals not being mentioned on the bottles, there is really not much to go by. There is no bias either. I can smell freshly cut grass and juniper. I think it's a very juniper-forward gin. I can't wait to taste it. Before I get down to the notes, did you know that Tanqueray was Frank Sinatra's favorite gin? It's no surprise then that the gin really sings in your mouth. It has a very pleasant oily taste. It almost covers your entire mouth in oiliness in the first tiny little sip that you take. Very fresh, like I said, it has a burst of freshness in an entire palate. There is obviously juniper. There is coriander as well, I think, and there is no citrus, I must mention, but there is no hint of citrus. I didn't get the citrus on the nose as well as on the palate. So I think the best way to have it if you're drinking and you like your citrusy notes is to probably drop in a peel or maybe a squeeze of lime or an orange. But other than that, a very beautifully balanced spirit. For me, honestly, this is the kind of gin that sets the standards for all other gins. So I remember, I think I do that subconsciously probably, that I compare all the other gins to Tanqueray because that was one of the first gins that I had. I remember having Beefeater as well and I did not very much like it at all. So Tanqueray was the one that came to my rescue and actually I fell in love with gin thanks to Tanqueray. So yes, this is what a gin should taste like. The Brits got it right this time. What's amazing about this spirit is that it has stayed the same for almost 200 years, and it still refuses to give in to the trends of the hipsters and the craft gins. Tanqueray is for those days when you feel like just sitting back and not really being too experimental. It feels like a warm, comforting hug. If you're in a mood for that, I think you should always go back to the classics and stick to what you know best. So, on a scale of 1 to 10, for the taste, I would give it 8.5. Actually, an 8, but a 0.5 just for the nostalgia factor. Now, coming to value for money. This gin is not certainly one of those really cheap gins, so obviously you're paying for the quality. If you hold the bottle, you know that this is going to be a really good gin because the packaging is great, the taste is great. The price in Maharashtra is at about 3,300 for a 750 ml bottle. This is of course a 1 liter, but I'm giving you the prices for 750 ml. At 3,300, I think it's a very good value that you're getting for the gin. Something that it is going to be a staple in your home bar, it is going to be a go-to gin, then definitely you should invest in it. So on a scale of 1 to 10 for value for money, I would give it an 8.5 again. So if you like this video, do like, comment, share and subscribe. Also share this with your friends and fellow gin lovers. Let us know what you'd like to see next. I see a lot of requests coming in for whiskies and gins, but is there anything else that you want to see? Next time maybe a beer, probably. Do comment and let me know. Until next time, cheers!